did you get started in music?
Well, when I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with a bone disease in my hips called Perthes.
Okay.
And it basically kept me off my feet. And I would find myself jumping on the couch and playing air guitar and singing along with country music videos.
Right.
And one day my mom walked in and saw me jumping on the couch. I remind you, I'm not supposed to be on my feet.
Right.
So she's like, "Why are you jumping on the couch?" And I'm like, sorry. So I sat down real quick, you know. I knew I was in trouble. So then she was like, "Would you want to play guitar maybe?" And I was like, "Sure." So we went down to the guitar store, bought a guitar, and that's what I did since I couldn't play like sports or anything.
And the rest is history, as they say. So, now how many years would that be then that you've been playing?
10 years.
10 years, wow. You got a good start. And I think the first, I first heard about you from a friend of mine who worked in a music store here in town, Scott Connor. You guys know Scott. He's like, you got to get this kid on your radio show, And I think we went back and forth. Of course, Matthew's mom, I don't know if you're watching the video, but if you're just listening, Matthew's mom, Becky, is in the studio with us. So we kind of went back and forth on email for quite
about a year and a half ago, maybe. Maybe two, I don't know.
But Matthew's come out to the WCHQ singer-songwriter open mic a couple times and just kind of wowed us all. So we're going to be talking to Matthew tonight about his music. He's going to be playing live. So let's go ahead and start the show with a live tune. What are you going to start out with?
Cruise by Florida Georgia Line.
All right.
Give you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise, I got my windows down, and the radio up, get your radio up. Yeah, when I first saw that bikini top on her, she popping right out of the South Georgia water. Thought, oh good Lord, she had no saying legs, couldn't help myself, so I walked up and said, give you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise down the back road, going stop sign to the middle, every little hometown. You in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit, look a whole lot better with you up in it. So baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise. She was sipping on Southern and singing Marsh. Tucker, we were falling in love in the sweetheart of summer. She hopped right up into the cab of my truck and said, fire it up, let's go get this thing stuck. Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise down the back road, going stop signs to the middle, every little hometown. You in this brand new Chevy with a lift kit, look a whole lot better with you up in it. So baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise, my windows down, my seat back, my music up, we ride. Legs on my dashboard, right I like. It's country girl, it's country boy, likes everything about you. Don't change a thing, no way, like everything about you, like all that. Had told you all that. Tell a boy he call back, send a text and call back. 'Cause I can see you got a thing for the fast life. Let me show you how you living on the fast life. Whipping across the border, Florida into Georgia. Baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise down the back road, going stop signs to the middle, every little phone town. You in this drop top Chevy, painted real slick, will look a whole lot better with you up in me. Come on, baby, you a song, you make me wanna roll my windows down. Cruise.
All right. Matthew Pinkham live on Cumberland Country. So Matthew, I want to talk about your influences as like a performer and a writer even a little bit later in the show. But before I do that, what does Matthew listen to when he just wants to chill out and enjoy music?
Well, mostly I listen to country and pop, kind of like a non-traditional country.
Right.
But I have a little side of listening to rap every now and then.
Okay.
And I recently found a love for listening to like acapella stuff, like
Okay.
pentatonics.
Sure.
Just the way they form the music,
Sure.
it's pretty cool.
my daughter has made me watch those movies, and what's it called, Pitch Perfect. Those
Oh, yeah.
movies,
Yes.
I've watched all of them. So it's pretty neat how they can they can do that a cappella. So now you mentioned you listen to non-traditional country. Do you ever listen to any traditional country?
Every now and then, but I mean,
Just doesn't do it.
just
for
like I mean, coming like, when I live right now,
you.
like with what time it is,
Right.
that's not as in style, but still,
Sure.
there's still some like.
Yeah, you hear much traditional
You
country
don't hear
on like
as
top
much, but
40
it's still there.
country radio for
Yes.
sure. So who would you think, like as a performer, not necessarily because you do write original music, right?
Yes, sir.
But as a performer, who do you think are your biggest influences? Who do you emulate? I don't want to say emulate, but who do you like?
Definitely my number one would be Taylor Swift as a
Mhm.
performer. I've been to many of her concerts and just she puts on an amazing show. Like if you go to one of her shows, there's not one time in the show where you're bored. Like
And-
it's always something happening. It's amazing.
And now you've actually been on stage with Taylor Swift,
Yes,
haven't you?
sir, I have.
Can you tell us that story real quick?
Well, she was singing one of her older hits called Love Story,
Right.
and we were sitting in the pit or standing, and she would walk through, like, come running through singing and just like, being hyped like every show is.
Right.
And then she saw me when like the song slowed down, and she pulled me up and gave me a kiss on my forehead.
Wow.
And then I got back into the crowd.
We actually were at the same Taylor Swift concert not too long ago here in Louisville, and I think we actually were really close together.
Yeah, we were
didn't know till
texting.
later, but she does, and I'll be honest with you, Matthew, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, but I do appreciate what she does.
Yes.
I think the fact that she writes her own stuff, her own music, and she's just a phenomenal performer. And she's even come out and says that she wants to be more pop than country. So, I really, I think she's doing a great job.
Yes.
So I think she's a good role model too. That's somebody good to look up to. As I said, we're going to be playing some cuts from some other artists and talking to Matthew, and also he's going to be playing some live. So right now, I'm going to play a cut from Taylor Shannon. Taylor is at Pope's house for their bike night tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So we're going to play a cut from his latest release, Old Soul. Here's Southbound on Cumberland Country.